Alright, I'm taking a look at the first year of Flight Simulator 2024 and how it's been and all the glitches. Free flight in general works pretty good, but as you can see here in career mode, I often get these hitches. I used to think it was just my computer, but I installed it on my laptop, which has a 40 series card, and it does the exact same thing half the time I load it, or more. Now, often this can be fixed by restarting the game. Sometimes it has to be restarted a few times while also resetting the graphics drivers. Now, here's an example of free flight, and you can see it is not glitchy. Alright, the other thing is that when I hold down the A button, nothing happens to the throttle. If I press it, it doesn't do it. If I use the keyboard shortcut, it doesn't do it. Nothing makes the throttle go up other than max up. And if I hit B once, it goes all the way down instead of stepping one down. And when I click and drag the throttle with my mouse, it goes up, but it still says 0%, which makes 0 sense. Now, it used to do nothing, but it actually does throttle up even though it says 0. So they did fix that, kind of. But the throttle up does nothing, or throttle down does nothing still. Alright, now I'm back to career mode. So after a reboot, you can see it's still choppy again. And quickly back into free flight, you can see it is running just fine. No problems. Not even a reload. The same situation in the same game. Not restarted. Career mode choppy. Free flight fine. Do I need to bring up the throttle issues again, or they can't block me on X twice, so it's fine. Fix it. And here's the last few posts before they blocked me. It must have made them really sad. But instead of fixing it, oh look, choppy career mode. I must have really made somebody cry. Now this is after 5 restarts of the game. So I've already spent at least an hour just restarting the game, trying to get it to run smooth. And look at this, finally on the 6th attempt, it is smooth in career mode. I mean, usually it only takes a couple tries, but 6 times this time. The thing about character models in this game is look at the size of those holes in their ears. Every single one of them is like some kind of a mutant. Maybe they're aliens. It's simply not normal. The funny thing is, early on I recorded hundreds of hours of gameplay. I always meant to make a video, but the game was so broken, I just lost all motivation. I do have to admit that the game does look beautiful. So despite the throttle issues, I still fly the PC-24 because I can do the auto throttle and it mostly works fine. It's just kind of annoying for taxiing and landing, both. Now, even though my flight altitude is 450, the guidelines are down on the ground, which is not how it should be. Yeah, look at those lines way down there, going through the hills. Now right here it seems as if the waypoint triggers the autopilot to turn off for some reason. And that makes me sad. Now a flight sync mission. Wow, look at that. The plane is not loading in. Imagine this. Imagine you're going to fly the fancy plane in the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 because it's new and modern and they can't even load in the plane properly. Okay, I just did the skip ahead and there's finally the plane. It loaded in. Just to be clear, I've recorded all these clips between November 24th and 26th, 2025.
Hey Captain, feels like the right time for a scenic adventure?
So they're all brand new clips. These glitches are all currently in the most updated version.
She's got her husband with her.
Alright, here's a first flight mission. Let's see what happens here. Well, the plane loaded, so there's that. Well, isn't this cute? I cannot actually click on the chocks. It's glitching out. It is not doing nothing. And then I try the mouse and it won't let me click at all. So it finally did let me do it, but I had to do the right exact angle for it to work. Annoying. Okay, to be fair to the game, this one loaded in just fine. The chocks were moved properly and no problems yet. Ooh yeah, that aircraft loaded in real nice back there. Real nice. And here I did another flight, and once again the chocks cannot be removed because that's the way this game is.
Traffic.
You do gotta love that sky. I'm gonna actually do a flight here, taking off from Spearfish Ice Airport. This is the home base for my career mode, actually, even though you hardly ever use it. It's pretty rare for me to fly this aircraft. I'm usually in the PC-24, if not the PC-12, but anymore the jet is better. I like it.
We're on. Yes, we're flying. Awesome.
Game's looking good anyways. The ear size.
You must feel like the king of the world when you fly over our beautiful region at sunset. Definitely need to try that someday.
Yeah, I am the king. Yeah, I'll just take a minute here to say that I really do appreciate how the game looks. And like I said, free flight mode, there's almost no problems. It runs pretty good. Just in career mode, it's a lot of nonsense you got to deal with. And I have put in a lot of time in missions and I still level up. It just sometimes is a pain in the butt. And that music is so smooth and breathtaking.
It's rolling out the red carpet for us. It's breathtaking.
I really do appreciate the game. I just want some of these bugs fixed, you know? Is that too much to ask? And a few thoughts on photo mode here. I really wish it would give you an option to hide the overlay on the photo mode. It would make it a lot easier to record B-roll. Of course, you can use the drone camera, but it doesn't seem to work as good. So my flight hours were stuck at 300 for like a long time, and I finally went up to 315, but it's still not right. I should be a lot more. And as you can see here, I've got a lot more flight hours in the total in the career mode. And you can also see I've done over 2,000 flights in career mode. Now the PC-24 should be close to overtaking the PC-12. I didn't run the PC-12 for a long time. Now I've been on the 24 for a long time, but not quite long enough. Now look at this, number of successful takeoffs, 108. When you scroll up here, and number of successful takeoffs is 1917. They both say the exact same thing. Like, what is even the deal here? Another funny thing is during the test they did before the game came out, there was a button down here that said take off from location, and it would actually work. It would put you in the location that the photo was taken, but 1 year after the game came out, it's still not even in the game. Overall, though, I do love the photo mode feature. It works great, and they did finally add a way to change the location where it saves these to, so it saves them to my proper photos folder, which is awesome. Okay, these clips are all recorded on the 26th of November. I thought I'd try out the Diamond. I hardly ever fly it, even though it's one of the best looking airplanes in the game, I think. I like how it looks. I like the interior too. Alright, I'll do the whole flight here. Just edit out the middle part. Alright, here I am at the descent.
Los Angeles Center, Diamond 094. Cancel IFR at this time.
So far, everything went smooth in this flight. And see, this happens a lot in this game. The guidelines just disappear. They're gone. It happens a lot. Sometimes it happens a lot earlier, too. This time, it happened at the end. Oh, and keep in mind, I did toggle the button to turn the guidelines off and back on again just to make sure, and it did nothing, which it usually doesn't. It's a nice looking view. Okay, notice it says land on runway 8, but down there on the runway it says 26. That's going to be important in a minute here. Now, if you look at the flight plan, it actually says land on runway 26, which is supposed to be correct. And many times if the guidelines don't disappear, it'll actually show me landing on the 26. Now, about the parking. Okay, this happens all too often as well. I'm trying to pull in and then it just disappears on me and tells me I did it wrong. And this is another silly one, like why does it tell me to go all the way down there and make a U-turn just to come back and park there? It's just a small pet peeve. Another problem is sometimes it's really difficult to make this scroll with a controller. Gotta get it in the exact right pixel. And of course the auto cruise FL mode is not working here, which sometimes is what the game does. Oh, this is a nice one. Now, how am I supposed to take off from here? Of course, I've had worse. One time they spawned me on top of a building. Now, that was interesting. Look at this. I do the skip ahead, and same spot. No skipping ahead. Just take off. Take off from there. It's always good to use the sim rate to accelerate through the clouds. It's quite nice. The ATC is going so bonkers I can't even click anything. See, often you have to hit that retry flight button, but this time, every time it popped up, it would go off as soon as it came on, which made it impossible. Now, often, just like here, I press the button to request taxi and nothing happens. You have to trigger it manually through the communications. Even then, sometimes it doesn't work. Now here's another takeoff. And of course this time the nav mode does not pick up at all. Still no nav mode here. Now often the nav mode will never pick up, or it'll pick up early, and sometimes it picks up along the way. Now right there you can see it just came on. Finally. Now you get to enjoy the full benefits of skipping ahead. I hardly ever do this because of this exact problem. Now, try to explain to me, after 1 year, why does this happen in a game made by one of the richest companies on the planet? This is a year's worth of updates. Why? Why do they do this to me? What is the purpose? What is the reason? Why is my jet on the dirt? Why is it on the tundra? Why? What is going on here at Microsoft? It makes no sense. Yet I get blocked just for asking for them to fix the jet that I paid extra money for. And how inconsiderate of me. How bad. Just remember, Microsoft does not care at all about you or me.